much, Robert, for the introduction. I would like to welcome all the distinguished delegates. Good afternoon for the delegates who are within the afternoon hours. Good morning to our delegates in the Atlantic. And good evening for the delegates on the eastern side. This session is focusing on integrated approach to capacity building. And I just want to draw some of the issues that have come up today, which actually build on the session. First of all, I would like to acknowledge the chairman of the previous session, the speaker and the panelists, because they have touched a lot on the issues that we are going to discuss on this session. The SG at the beginning actually highlighted some of the issues, particularly the issue of individual security during this time of the COVID pandemic. When you have individual employees feeling insecure, they will not be productive. And also she brought up the issue of the new normal and the way we need to rethink afresh, because what worked yesterday may not work today and definitely will not work tomorrow. So we need to ask ourselves, what are we going to do so that we can be more productive and our organizations can be effective in delivery of services and also in being sustainable. One of the issues the chief, the guest speaker talked about, Mr. McNeil, was on enablers. He particularly highlighted the critical role that people play as enablers. And again, it ties into the whole issue that if the critical enablers are feeling insecure, it becomes a challenge for them to deliver, be it in the public service or in the private sector. So that means we still have to focus particularly on the people element of the business. And Ian talked about a very important issue, the issue of HR being at the table and not on the table. So that means HR has to understand the entire business. They have to focus on what is happening today, what is likely to happen tomorrow, and how do we prepare the people for the tomorrow that we are focusing on. So all that brings us to now the whole idea of an integrated approach, acknowledging that no one way will be successful. We will have to adopt a multi-pronged approach so that we are able to deal with the challenges and prepare ourselves for tomorrow. In this session, we have distinguished speakers. We have Mr. Bevil Hooding, who will be leading us with a presentation. He will take the first 15 minutes. After that, we will have Lara Page, who will take us through, make a presentation of 5 minutes, taking us through some of the issues that are coming up in rethinking capacity building in this century. Then we have Hannah, who is also a panelist, who will take us through on some of the things we need to do in rethinking about capacity building in this century and in preparing for the years to come. May I now take this opportunity to introduce Mr. Bevil Hooding. Mr. Bevil Hooding is a director at Caribbean Affairs with the American Registry of Internet Numbers. He's also a facilitator of the Caribbean Network Operators Group and one of the leading voices in the region in promoting the use of ICT in socio-economic development. He is well experienced and he has a wealth of knowledge to share with us. I will give him the first 15 minutes. Then after that, I will introduce the other two panelists who will each take 5 minutes, and thereafter we go to the session of discussion. Mr. Bevelwood, please welcome.